We're diving directly into one of the strangest and most explosive signals we've seen this cycle. Solana's official ecosystem channels posting the number 589, a number that for years has been tied to XRP's most controversial price prediction, its most dedicated community theories, and its biggest institutional rumors. On December 2025, the Solana account shared nothing but this number. No context, no caption, and no clarification. And instantly, the crypto space lit up. Because this wasn't just a random figure. This number has a deep, emotional, and financial meaning within the XRP community dating back to 2018, when the legendary XRP to 589 plus prediction spread across forums, Telegram groups, and early Twitter threads. Now the question becomes, why is Solana sharing a number so heavily tied to another cryptocurrency's mythology? And more importantly, what do we think this actually signals about the relationship between Solana, XRP, and the broader market entering 2025? To understand why this matters, we need to expand the context. The number 589 became famous during a time when XRP was aggressively pushing for global institutional adoption. This was during Ripple's early partnerships with companies like American Express in 2017, Santander OnePayFX in 2018, and multiple liquidity corridors launching across Asia. Back then, the XRP community believed that 589 represented the flip-the-switch moment, the point where XRP would become the global liquidity standard for banks. Whether or not you accept that interpretation, the number has stuck around as the most recognizable symbol of XRP speculation. But that's exactly what makes Solana's post so strange. Solana has absolutely no historical connection to the number, the theory, or Ripple's ecosystem. These chains operate independently. So why would Solana poke the XRP community with something this specific? Was this a coordinated hint, an inside message, or simply smart marketing?
And here's where the story becomes interesting. Over the past year, Solana has been positioning itself as one of the most powerful ecosystems in crypto. Its price recovered from the FTX collapse in late 2022, rising from $8.12 in December 2022 to over $200 by March 2024, a more than 2,300% increase in under 15 months. Meanwhile, XRP has moved slower, still recovering from the prolonged SEC lawsuit that began December 2020 and saw important clarity in July 2023, when Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that XRP itself is not a security. Since then, Ripple has been expanding into real-world asset tokenization, CBDC infrastructure, and enterprise payments. With both ecosystems rising again, the appearance of 589 in a Solana post now looks less like a meme and more like a deliberate symbol connecting two major forces in crypto. But let's push deeper with numbers and dates. In 2024, Solana recorded more than 31.2 billion on-chain transactions, according to Messari data. XRP Ledger processed around 2.6 million daily transactions with near-zero fees. Both networks are consistently in the top 5 for real network activity. If we examine developer ecosystem growth, Solana saw a 35% YOY developer retention increase in 2024, while Ripple announced new partnerships with Clear Junction in July 2024 and expanded their institutional liquidity hub. These numbers tell us something. Both ecosystems are building momentum at the same time. And when ecosystems grow together, narratives merge. So it's fair to ask, could Solana have posted 589 as a symbolic nod to the next liquidity cycle? Could it represent a price target, a timeline, a cryptic reference to cross-chain liquidity?
Here's one possible theory. In late 2024, reports surfaced of developers exploring wrapped assets between Solana and XRP Ledger, especially around tokenized foreign exchange, FX, corridors. Nothing official was announced, but discussions circulated across GitHub repositories and developer AMAs. Another theory is that Solana's post references price action. In the 2021 bull run, Solana reached $259, and analysts from Bernstein and Standard Chartered have suggested that high-speed L1s could see 3 to 5x performance in the next macro risk-on cycle. Meanwhile, XRP has price targets ranging from $2.50 to $15 depending on institutional adoption speed. Could 589 be pointing to a blended number, such as a combined market cap milestone, a block height, or a cross-ecosystem activation date? The lack of context forces us to ask deeper questions. If you're following closely, you might already see the pattern forming. Crypto projects don't post cryptic numbers without reason. We've seen this before. Binance used cryptic emojis before major listings, Coinbase posted numbers before launching Base Chain, Ripple often hinted at corridors before launching them, notably in 2018 with their Middle East partnerships. So when Solana posts 589, it is almost certainly intentional, and it's targeted. Whether at XRP, the market, or upcoming announcements, the post is designed to trigger speculation and attention. And hey, if you also think this wasn't an accident, if you believe Solana knew exactly what the number 589 would spark in the community, then hit that like button, because it shows us that you're paying attention to the deeper signals most people miss. We break these patterns down together, because crypto doesn't move randomly. There are clues everywhere, if you know where to look.
Now, let's dig into what might be happening under the surface. In 2025, both Solana and XRP have been quietly aligning with institutional narratives. XRP is focused on cross-border liquidity, enterprise payments, and real-world tokenization. Solana is working with TradFi and fintech platforms like Stripe, which reactivated USDC payouts on Solana in 2024. Meanwhile, Visa expanded USDC settlement on Solana in September 2023. When traditional finance starts flowing through these chains, they begin to interact more than people realize. Liquidity doesn't care about tribalism. Capital moves to the fastest and cheapest routes. So 589 might represent something more macro, a combined liquidity threshold. It could hint at the moment institutions move deeper into tokenized settlements across fast L1s like Solana, while using XRP as the bridge asset for FX corridors. Or maybe Solana was simply amplifying the most famous number in XRP history, because they know how powerful community psychology is. After all, in markets, belief itself is a force. Another possible angle is regulatory timing. With the U.S. elections in late 2024, crypto regulation began shifting quickly in 2025. There were discussions of a U.S. crypto framework that would classify certain assets by functionality rather than identity. If XRP becomes classified as a payment token, and Solana remains a high-performance smart contract platform, both could benefit simultaneously under new regulations. In that sense, 589 could symbolize a new era where high-performance and high-liquidity chains work side by side rather than competing.
But we shouldn't ignore the simplest explanation. Solana is one of the most active meme-driven ecosystems in crypto. They might have posted 589 purely because they knew it would trigger massive engagement. And it worked. The entire XRP community reacted. Solana holders reacted. Analysts reacted. Even mainstream crypto personalities, including Guy from Coinbureau and BitBoy Crypto, mentioned the post. So regardless of the meaning behind the number, the effect is undeniable. It has merged two narratives and created a new storyline entering 2025. So what's our conclusion? The number 589 appearing on Solana's official channels is not random. Whether it's symbolic, strategic, or a teaser for something upcoming, it reinforces a growing link between XRP and Solana in the collective crypto storyline. Both ecosystems are strong, fast, decentralized, widely adopted, and favored by institutions in different ways. The market pays attention when they interact, even subtly. And as we enter 2025, we expect more cross-ecosystem signals, more liquidity bridges, and more moments where major blockchains hint at tectonic shifts before they happen. So watch closely, because this number, as simple as it looks, could mark the beginning of something much bigger.